kind of just switches on. So real contrast of styles, two complete polar opposites in players, aren't they? But Lee Clough's looked. I watched that semi-final. I saw one of his matches earlier today. He's looked as good as ever today. I think this shot clock helps him.
I do. I think he can overthink it without it.
Yeah, well, and he does.
Yeah.
He'd admit that himself. Be the first to admit it. You know, as he's won so many titles. He's won a few IPA titles as well over the years. He's a prolific kind of sort of winner, really. But after having had a few years out of the game, being 47 years old now, you kind of think, well, is he going to be as good as he was? He was one of them names you used to fear. Is he going to? Well, a season later, he's back.
Definitely back.
He's that man you don't want to draw again or scrape him off the table.
I mean, two World Seniors finals in 2 years. He had an open victory last year, now an open final this year. Correct. In the first event in 2020.
Yep.
For Jordan Church, for me, this is a chance to really stamp his name on the IPA in a way that he hasn't quite managed to do yet.
Yeah, he's in that clutch of, we spoke about it earlier, you got your 8 or 10 players that are consistent winners, you know, Simon Ward's, Ben Davis, Jordan Shepherd, Mark Farnsworth, Liam Dunster, the consistent, they always seem to pop up and win 1 or 2 events a year. And then you got this other clutch of 20, 30 players that are great. They just don't seem to win one. Yeah. I think that's Jordan Church at the moment, but everybody knows that it's just a matter of time.
Oh, absolutely. It's just the fact that there's only 10 tournaments a year and you can't win. You know, there's 40 players that can win them.
I agree, yeah. I mean, he's been world semi-finalist last year or the year before as well. I think quarter-finalist this year to back that up in the toughest format of them all, a real long format where the cream really does rise to the top.
Yeah, the Worlds format is amazing. It's for those of you who haven't seen it, it's a set format. So it's kind of quick fire and long in the same match.
Yeah, like tennis, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's best of 7 per set, first of 4 in each set, and a race to 3 sets. It's a much longer format. So Jordan I love the way he just doesn't mess about. But what I do like about him is he will stare at the table blankly whilst he's just calculating what he wants to do for 45 seconds sometimes.
Yeah.
And then he realises, and then he goes, right, I've sussed it now. And then he goes bang, 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 bang.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as he doesn't run out of position, it is.
Yeah. He's doing it now.
Like someone sort of with an automatic rifle, if you like.
That's right. And there's other quick players that don't have that control that he has. There's other quick players that just can't stop themselves from playing quickly, and they kind of just think, well, I'll figure it out. They've got so much self-belief. I'll figure it out, and they don't. Whereas Jordan's just got that little bit of X factor where he will just take that bit of extra time to figure it out, as we see he's actually right out of position here.
To be fair, I think he's been a fraction unlucky there.
Well, you say that. He needed to miss the yellow.
Yeah, true.
He's not. I mean, he's going to get close here. Go cushion first. He's got it.
Oh, my word.
It's brilliant.
Jordan Church, take a bow. That's an absolutely superb shot.
That's great about him. He can pull rabbits out of hats. He's not just like they're easy, so I'm going to take them quickly. He has got that special shot in him.
And that is a very special shot to open up a lead in the UK Open final here in Bournemouth. Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's just that. I mean, he ran out of position. Did he punch the table? No. Did he kick his cue as he was walking around? No. Did he look to the skies like people do and blame the pool gods or the break fairy? He didn't. He just got down. He went, right, okay, it is what it is. I've run out of position. This is going to be close. Bang. And that hurts. First frame of the final.
That's got to have hurt Lee.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, how much it hurts Lee will depend on this break. If this then goes dry, Lee might start to go, maybe this isn't going to be my night.
Yeah, I agree. He's in top form, Lee, so he'll be expecting Jordan to play well. And
What a break that is.
not a bad split at all, is it? Look at those reds.
I mean,
Look at those reds. He's got an obvious red, which is the one right next to the black, as his last ball. And he's got 4 others that are fairly easy as well. You can't ask for much more than that.
if that had been Jordan Church's break, I reckon we'd be about halfway through the visit by now.
We'll be halfway through the next frame by now. There's one of them.
These are so easy, to be fair.
Yeah,
No other way.
it's the biggest chance he's got of messing these up is just complacency.
He's taken the one over the pocket first up.
Yeah, of all the pool players in the world, to not take an easy finish lightly, I think Lee Clough's your man. He's one of them people that just gives every shot 100%. You know.
Yeah.
So many people are guilty of when they've got an easy finish, they'll take it for granted, and before you know it, they're slightly out of position. Then 2 shots later, they're snookered. You know, it wasn't ability; it was just purely just giving the clearance a lack of respect because it was so easy. So let's see here, Lee. He doesn't want to be straight. That's the only thing that can really go wrong here. Anything but straight. Don't quit on it.
That's very, very straight.
Yeah, look. He couldn't have played it any worse, but he can still stun the white back roughly in line with where it is now, and he's probably going to make the cut on the black.
Yeah.
He probably should be able to cheek the pocket a little. Yeah, look, this is missable now, but it's and it should have been easy, but that was as bad as it could have been. No problem reaching this. 6'4", 6'5", the Blackpool Tower.
Really is a great nickname, that.
Yeah, yes. He's a taxi driver.
Is he?
He's Lee Clough, yeah. Yeah.
Must be quite a tall taxi.
Yeah, I think it's an SUV.
A lot of leg room.
Yeah. I don't know. Jordan Church, got his own pool club, hasn't he?
Jordan's, yeah, in
Yeah.
Raynham in Kent. Played there a few times.
Have you? Okay.
We play there. The Kent County Blackpool Association play their fixtures there. So when we play away, Sussex versus Kent, bit of a local derby.
Yeah.
I've played Jordan at County.
Yeah.
Didn't go well for me.
No.
No.
Is it a rowdy atmosphere? The Sussex Kent, are there bouncers on the door?
I don't think there's quite bouncers on the door.
No.
No. I mean, we could ask Simon Fitzsimmons, I guess.
Yeah, the bouncer. Side break, or cut break as we call it, second ball down. Good connection. Nothing down. Nothing down. And it's not an easy finish, but you'd rather be at the table than sat in your chair.
Thing is, these two are in such good form that it may turn out that break is what decides this final.
It could be. It could well be.
There's a lot of pool to be played, and I'm sure both players will play great shots. But
happens far too often. You lose a match and you go, actually, I think we both made the same amount of mistakes, but I've lost that match 7-3.
yeah,
And that's Paul.
I played a match earlier, and my opponent had the best break I've ever seen. I was 5-4 down, and I hadn't played a bad shot.
Really. I liken the break a little bit to a bit like poker. Playing poker, there's a skill to it, but there's always a luck factor. If you know what I mean. The best players still do the best consistently over time, or make the most balls off the break consistently over time. But
in one individual match, it doesn't matter.
They say all you can do is get your chips in ahead. All you can do is hit a good break, but whether you make one or not is I mean, if anyone out there can guarantee it, they'll be a real, very wealthy person. There's no formula.
Maybe that's why Ian Whitehorn did so well in this tournament. We were talking about his break earlier.
He did, but then it's just the kind of it was as if he'd solved the break when he played me, and then you see in the final, the first one, and they don't look anything like it. It's almost as if you need to practice your break a couple of times on that table before you play it.
Yeah, which you can't do. You don't get the opportunity to do it.
Now Lee's just picking these off. I think he's likely to just leave himself, and I think he's decided early doors to leave himself a double on this red on the left-hand side of the table. I don't see any value in going into it because there's a lot can go there's a lot can go wrong.
There's a lot that can go wrong now. That's not gone well for Lee.
That's not, no. And I think Jordan can play the obvious one that's a problem. The bottom left corner. I think he can just play that off the red if he does get very close to it.
Yeah, I think he can definitely play that off the red. For me, the problem is the black.
Well,
but
first up, he's got a chance, hasn't he?
Well, yeah, first up, he's got the chance. This is he's got a chance to play a combination shot.
Yeah.
The other thing is that red's so far in the jaws of the pocket that he could go a different way, but no, he's playing this now.
Well, he can play it firm. No, he's done it that way. That's a good shot. He could have played it firm and gone into the side cushion and try and bounce the black out, but there's such a natural angle, you just got to roll it in and do exactly what he's done there. I think he was a bit wary of playing it too hard, so he didn't follow the white in afterwards. It's a good shot. These are awkward across the table. He's just deciding to lay a simple snooker. Would have wanted to just push that yellow out a little bit more from where it is now, because I don't think he's going to get two shots here.
No, I think he was maybe just guaranteeing the snooker, but to be honest, the way those yellows are situated isn't actually that nice. And Lee's got a chance here. Lee could make this one in the corner.
He'd probably rather not. He'd probably rather just go behind it. Well, he'll take that. You see the look on his face, he's like, that'll do.
Yeah, I'd be taking that. I'd be happy with that, because now that yellow doesn't... See, before that yellow went off the red. Yeah. I was quite surprised Jordan turned that opportunity down, if I'm honest.
To go for the clearance, yeah. But Jordan being the way that Jordan plays, I agree. That's a good shot. Well, it's a good shot. He has left a free go at this red, although it is a very difficult pot. If he can just float that in.
And he's put a yellow in a tricky position as well. It's not great from Jordan, that.
No, but if Lee does get this and then plays a double, getting on that black's going to be so difficult. Especially, even that little bit more difficult now the yellow's up there as well. Probably won't want that in. He's probably happy enough with that not in.
No, although easy safety shot here for Jordan, and he can get rid of one of the sort of tricky balls, because he can take the yellow closest to the left side rail and just drop it down towards the corner pocket, and he should get a snooker as well.
That's a great shot. Really, really good shot. He played that. He wasn't just playing to get behind the two yellows that are together. He was playing to get right tight, close up to that yellow. The pace drag, it was a brilliant shot.
Pace allowed him to put the yellow over the corner pocket, and that got rid of a difficult ball as well.
Yeah, he's favourite in this frame, Jordan Church. Showing that he's not just a one-trick pony, and that is two shots, or one free shot, one visit, should we say?
One free shot, one visit, we should say.
Or you say that around a referee, two shots, they'll have your guts for goals, won't they?
I'm a qualified referee, mate.
Are you really?
I am, yeah.
What at?
This. Water polo.
I didn't know that. When did you do that?
Oh, about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh,
that's
dear.
horrific. I mean, it wasn't the best shot, because Jordan definitely should have avoided the double kiss here.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
Look, there is a bit of of course it's unlucky to go in off, but it's not unlucky to double kiss it.
No. That's a bad part of it.
Yeah, you shouldn't be double kissing that in the first place, really. And that, like we say, be them fine margins, just that one played matches before, and one against Mark Boyle sticks out for me. Is, the last mistake in the match was made at 3-1. I end up losing 7-6, and it's the timing of that mistake. And you think, I'm cruising now. Could have gone 4-1 up, but didn't. All of a sudden, I've played a perfect match from 3-1 up, from 3-2, and I'm still lost because of the breaks.
Yep. This is the key shot for me.
Yeah, this is
not an easy positional shot. It's not easy to get nicely on that last red.
I wouldn't. Look, there's a window there, and I'm sure he'll find it. But doubles into middle pockets aren't that difficult. He's just off angle. I don't think he can. Well, he could leave himself it, but the shot is to land on it in the gap. As he overhit it, he's absolutely plumb.
Perfect.
Yeah. Cue ball control, his touch, that really is one of his strengths, I think. Lee Clough, he's one of those players when he's at his best. He makes the game look far too easy because he's got that white under complete control.
It is 2-1 to Lee Clough then. He's not going to miss this black. So it'll be an interesting... we spoke about how Lee would recover from Jordan's brilliant shot in the first, but now it'll be about Jordan recovering from his mistake / bit of bad luck. Because Jordan would have been sat in his seat at the start of that frame thinking he wasn't even going to get to the table. He then got the opportunity to. Didn't take advantage.
Played a really good frame as well, played a really patient frame.
Yeah.
Got his chance and then kind of fluffed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did all the hard work. Let his guard down. So it was unlucky, but you've got to take that luck out of it. You need to be nowhere near that double kiss. See the tower. It's a long way down for the tower. It's a great break. Look at the white. He's held the cue ball there brilliantly. Nothing down.
Nothing down, but awful split as well.
Yeah.
I mean, brilliant contact. Everything about this break is textbook, apart from where the balls end up.
Absolutely textbook. He's got a good split. It's not the biggest break I've ever seen, but it was a good break. And, nothing down. Jordan's got the perfect ball to go into them in this middle pocket. He'll be playing this at pace, I think.
Yeah, you've got to put some into this. Well, a little bit less than I expected.
Yeah, the problem was he played into the bottom right corner. He stunned it, and it came back a little bit. And just having that little bit less angles makes quite a big difference to how much pace you can get into that. I'm going to see him try and shop again. It's a clever shot.
It's a very clever shot. Doesn't want it to be touching ball.
No, he doesn't. No, you see. At least tap the table, then knock to the table.
I think, to be honest, the fact that he's tapped the table means that it's not going to be a touching ball. I haven't seen the referee check it.
No.
It can't be.
No problem reaching for Lee. Yeah, you see the red just move there, so he's obviously clipped it first. Not touching ball.
It's a good response.
Yeah, I always think it's advantage. These sorts of frames, is the advantage is with the person that's got the most balls left on the table. Although they might not visibly be better positioned. That's unlucky. He's tried to cover the pocket there. He's played it too well. I can't believe he's potted that. He can't believe he's potted that. It's a great shot, but now he's in even more trouble, to be honest. Yeah, the problem is, he can, once he starts to move these yellows top left of the table, he's given Lee Clough more opportunities. The red that was closest, that's a great shot. That's a great shot. He's just poked out. So it's not quite a total snooker, but it's a great effort from Jordan. But Lee's now got more options to get into these reds on the right-hand side of the table.
Yeah, I was going to say, I actually think it's better that this isn't a total snooker, because it just means that Lee's going to have to put that little bit more pace into this shot. He could have just dollied into this. Now he can't.
Was he going for it? Does it go in that corner pocket?
Surely not.
I think it does.
Oh, wow.
It does, and look what's
He's opened it all up.
that's
The middle of those
perfection.
red
That's a dream.
goes.
Yeah, look, these aren't easy. This isn't easy, but these are gettable now. I don't want to go overkill on this, but like we said before, Lee Clough's he's quite a slow player. Yeah.
Yep.
He's just like and he's a great player. When he's got right, he broke off against me once on a tour match about 5 years ago, and I think it was 5-all or 6-5, race to 7. And it was a horrible table. It was one of those where it was, what am I going to do here? You know, it really was difficult. He took over 5 minutes to play a shot. My mate was timing it. It took over 5 minutes to play a shot. He has got a reputation of being quite a slow player, but he's a great player. He can play quick. He's brilliant like this. He's flowing. I think he gets into a rhythm. I think he's better. I think he's better when he plays quicker.
Does it frustrate you that a player like Lee will play that way?
No, it doesn't bother me playing people that play quite slowly or methodical. It doesn't really, because it doesn't really break my concentration. It's probably more likely for me to get my concentration broken if I'm playing against a quicker player. So it doesn't bother me one bit. And you know, people can take as long as they want, as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't matter to me. But
it's overhit that a fraction.
I find myself where it's one of the biggest conundrums for me is getting that balance right between playing fluently and but not rushing.
Not losing your focus either.
Yeah. Not overthinking, but not playing slowly. It's so hard to get that balance right. I think Lee Clough, he looks in. I mean, he was obviously in great form anyway. But he just doesn't look like missing, does he? When the balls were in open play, look at the white ball there. That was the natural angle. He knew he was running potentially behind that yellow. He's got it on a string.
Yeah. It was... And that was a really good recovery as well, because he did overhit his last positional shot.
Yeah, he's just so
and he had to go a different way. He would have liked to have taken the red at the top of the table first, left himself a nice angle to drift down, but he didn't.
No, he's not out of the woods yet, though. I think he's loading this up the top right-hand side. Needs to make sure he doesn't catch the jaw.
Oh, the yellow. That yellow's okay.
Yeah, he's put his hand up, but look, if it run past the yellow, he was going to be on it into the middle anyway. He missed that jaw, which was crucial. He still played it well. Look, fortune favours the brave. Do you know what I mean? You make your own luck, I think. Great finish. It's a real killer, that is. When he came to the table. Well, no, we said it earlier. Just because he's quite methodical and stuff, he is a really aggressive player.
Yeah.
And he's just taken that frame away from Jordan Church. 3-1 now. He's worth every bit of his lead.
He is, but he has had the run of the balls, and it will be interesting to see if that changes how Jordan reacts, because Jordan had the avoidable but harsh in-off.
Yeah, he should have been 2-1 up.
In that frame, he had the double where he went to cover the pocket, and he's just hit it so well that it's dropped straight in. Yeah, which again is just a little bit unlucky.
It's the Paul gods, and you talk about you make a mistake, you should go 2-1 up, and the next time you come to the table, so Lee breaks dry, nothing down. Nice, I'm back at the table. Horrible table, and you just feel like it punishes you. You feel like if you had made that clearance and Lee would have gone dry, you'd have come to the table. They'd have all been sat over the pockets. Thank you very much. 3-1 up.
Well,
a dose of his own medicine, yeah.
Absolutely. Dry break, but another awful looking split.
Yeah, awful.
I don't know about you, but I'm really struggling with this table.
Let's just see what he's going to do. Look, luckily he's a 30-second shot clock, so he's just going to get on with it, and we can. He's taking his extension, as you might expect. I think it's one of them, right? So he's going to be aggressive. He's going to play this in the bottom left corner. He's going to come twice across the table. He's going to bottom right hand side, back across to where that black spot, the spot is, roughly towards the centre of the table. If he can get centre of the table and leave himself the right angle, he can play that red top right corner, the one that's in the open, the only one that's in the open, and screw into the cluster of three. And then you are just, obviously, you're hoping to luck.
That for me was one of those breaks that you tend to get when you're 3 or 4 down.
Yeah.
And your opponent finally puts in a dry break, and you come, and it not only is it a horrible split, there's no safety. So you've kind of got to take on an awful finish.
Well, he's taken on. He's going 2 cushions. He couldn't. That is unlucky. He couldn't. He's played it too well. He has hit middle of that cluster.
Tell you what, though, I think he's on a double to the corner, past the black, and if he doesn't get it, he might tie up the black pocket.
But then what? I mean, if he does get it, what's he on? He's not going to be on anything. This is tough.
Yeah,
and this is where you might see a bit of experience here, and just see Lee shut up shop, just maybe clip off the edge of the red he's closest to, try and get the white somewhere near behind the black, maybe. It's just making Jordan win this frame. If he'd have gone for that double, then oh wow, he's picked the cue ball up.
What's happened there?
He's fouled.
He must have caught something with his cue or his hand.
I don't know. Well, either way, it's a foul. Maybe he was touching ball and he just thinned the red on the way through. I don't know what happened there. Oh wow, we've just been informed from the arena that was actually a time foul. Lee Clough, and ironically, we're just talking about him being one of the more methodical players, and he's just time fouled there and handed this frame potentially back to Jordan Church. That could be a big turning point in this match.
Yeah,
because this frame was in the balance.
That's a fatal error, to be honest. And the thing is that the shot Lee ended up playing was a little bit of a nothing shot, but it certainly wasn't going to lose him the frame.
No, but. Well,
that could be a real route back into this final for Jordan Church, and you felt like he needed one.
He did.
Just looked like it was going to slip away.
Yeah, it's just the yellow on the left-hand side cushions. Lee Clough's only sort of saving grace. That's his last hope of winning this frame. Needed a good angle on that, and I think he's got it. He wanted to be dead straight. Needed to be straight on that, so he can just top that yellow through, leave the white near that left middle pocket, and he's got the wrong angle.
Wow.
What does he do? Play the yellow into the top right, run into the red, hope it doesn't tie the black up, play it at a pace where it shouldn't tie the black up, and then leave yourself a long one down the cushion.
I don't see what else he can do, to be honest. I don't think the double's not an option.
He can play it with screw and try and get a bit closer to it, but then you're fraught with
that's
danger.
Phenomenal.
It's a great shot. He's got just about enough angle, but he's going to have to hit this at pace.
Yeah, he needs another very good shot here.
Yeah. That's gobbled that up. He's absolutely nailed that.
Jordan Church. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
As the last 2 balls go, that is brilliant.
Yeah, and the time foul has cost Lee that frame because that was a 50-50 frame. It was in the balance. If anything, Lee was... Well, it was a 50-50 frame, wasn't it?
It was still in the balance, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Lee certainly hadn't lost the frame. He wasn't going to lose the frame by play. There almost wasn't a shot he could have played there that would have lost him the frame.
No.
Because Jordan's balls were so bad, really.
Yeah, and tried to mess it up, Jordan, but like all these great players do, when When things aren't going to plan, they find a way to get the finish. It's Jordan to break as well. Is it Jordan to break? Jordan thought it was him to break.
No,
but,
no. Jordan won the lag, so.
Yeah. Jordan was a bit over eager there. He's getting up to break. It's not his break. Lee Clough to break.
As long as Lee doesn't time out here.
He can't time out the break, surely.
Believe it. Is it the French player, Christophe Lambert?
Yeah.
Back in the days where we used to have a 60-second shot clock.
Yeah.
Scott McMillan was telling me that he called 30 seconds on the break. So he did take over 30 seconds to break a few times.
Yannick Beaufils, the same.
Yeah. It may have been Beaufils.
It might have been. They're very similar style-wise. He does a little dance. Does a little dance with his back leg. Sort of twists it like he's doing the old sort of. I don't know what the.
Some sort of shuffle.
Some sort of shuffle, and yeah, sort of just gets his right foot in place, twists it and turns it, and then he get down. Honestly, it's about 35, 40 seconds just to break.
Any dance music producers out there? The Beaufils shuffle.
Yeah, the Beaufils shuffle. Top guy as well. Great player. Oh, this rode his luck a little bit there. Needlessly going towards that left middle pocket, but he had to play it at pace to try and break his bad ball out.
He did. This is still. There's nothing easy here, really.
Is that what we said, isn't it? So you've just made a mistake. It's cost you the last frame. The next opportunity you get, sod's law. It's a tough one. That's good. That's good. I think he can play this off the yellow in the middle, if he needs to. So what I think. I mean, it's not clear cut. So he's just taking his time.
Still going to be leaving that red in the middle of the table next to that yellow.
Yeah, that is his problem.
Saying that, I think actually, if he lands on that, it passes to the left centre.
He likes to open this pocket up now. Oh, is he on it now? He's apologised. He's on this. He's on this. Now look, I say he's apologised. I don't really think he needed to, because the white didn't get kicked over there. He's controlled the white exactly as he wanted to.
I'm not sure why, but I think he was apologising because the yellow went in as well. Maybe he's just really nice. Yeah, let's give it. Let's just go with that.
Maybe just a lovely guy. He is actually.
He is. Yeah, he really is.
He's all right. He's chasing.
Yeah.
He's digging.
He is.
But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. He can clip this in the middle, get himself back over. He's going to take the red. I think he's going to have to take the red next to the black as his second last red. Just needs to stay away from that middle pocket. Stay away from that middle pocket. It's these shots here that he's just played there that he's done so well all day. He's had a good, 3.5 foot on the way up, 4 feet on the way down, 7.5, 8 foot of run there, and he's just judged it so well. Made it look like it was really easy when it's just not. His touch is really good. It's a sign of someone that's obviously in form, but someone that plays a lot, you know. He plays a lot of competitions locally, doesn't he?
I think we'll certainly see how, his confidence will obviously be high, but how he plays this will, how close he feels he can get to the black.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a true test of cueing shots like this. He's not going to miss the pot, but he's quit on that a little bit.
He has. He didn't want to be on the cushion.
No. And this is a real test of cueing. Horrible. Just awkward bridge hand, cueing oddly off the cushion, diagonally. Horrible shots. 3-2. Big shot. Rock steady. It's a great shot.
Very, very solid so far from Lee Clough. The tower is in very good form.
They're the shots where I think the shot clock helps him.
Yeah.
There's no way he'd have got down and played that shot within 15, 20 seconds if there was no shot clock. He'd have looked to the sky a little bit, he'd have shook his head a little bit, he'd have chalked his cue, and then he'd have chalked his cue again, then he'd have gone for a little bit more chalk, and he looked to the skies again, and before you know it, a minute's gone, and he'll build himself up and get down, play the shot. But with that, it's just, look, I've not got close to it. Just get down, knock it in. 4-2.
Frame 7, Jordan Church to break, trailing 4 frames to 2. Time running.
So ironic, isn't it, that the slower player is the one well, it's only my opinion, but I think the shot clock really helps him. Jordan
That's
Church
because Jordan just doesn't need it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just
yeah.
it's natural for Jordan anyway. He doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't need the shot clock because he plays so fast
quickly,
anyway.
Yeah, he plays quickly by choice, yeah. We're not seeing many good splits, have we, so far in this final?
No, which is weird because actually on this table most of the day, there's been the odd awkward one, don't get me wrong, but we've seen a lot of dishes, we've seen a lot of finishes. In fact, for me, the dry breaks have been the ones that have been splitting really nicely.
Yeah, it's weird how every day is different. You can be breaking really well one day, play on the same table the next day, feel like you're doing the same thing, and they just don't seem to react the same.
That's a really nice opening shot from Jordan. It's a good positional shot. It gets him onto a difficult yellow.
Yeah, he's played it confidently, run inside. He's right up there, my favourite players to watch, Jordan Church.
Yeah, absolutely. He's so good to watch.
He's brilliant.
That hasn't come out perfectly, though. He would have wanted to take the yellow he's closest to at the bottom of the table now.
Yeah, would have loved to. He's now going to have to go up table, try and leave himself straight on either of the two yellows into the right middle, and then he could just leave himself an angle to come down table. It's a clever shot.
That's a very, very clever shot.
And if that middle pocket wasn't there, you might see him screw up table. On the left hand, I see him screw up table. I think he's going to come across, leave it on the right hand side. It's good. Doesn't want to be on the cushion.
Little bounce. The little bounce is helpful.
Yeah, he's okay, I think, but it's a test of this at 4-2 down in the final. It's a bit like Lee Clough's blackness. It's a great shot.
So, to have the confidence to run into the yellow as well and know you're still going to be on it.
It's cued it like a dream.
Because if you underhit that, even slightly, you weld yourself to that yellow and you don't have a shot.
Yeah, he is well up for this. Jordan Church, 4-3.
This has been a very good final so far. Both of these players, I mean, they've made it to the final, so you know they're in good form, but they're continuing it on here.
Yeah, it's just good to see a little bit of... it's good to see a bit of... let's see, Lee Clough's gone for a toilet break.
And now Jordan Church is going to join him.
Well. Don't you worry, Ben. Ben will set the balls up and we'll fill the gaps.
Absolutely, that's what we're here for.
It's good to see a final where Scott seems to have had a bit of everything. So often you see finals and, well, sometimes they can be really nervy affairs, but at this level, not normally. Maybe towards the end, but quite often you get finals and it's just break, clear, break, clear, break, dry, clear, over and over and over again, and the balls are splitting everywhere. Every time you come to the table, they're easy. So, although they're playing well and they're great players, it's they're coming out nice, but these are coming out a little bit messy.
Yeah,
I think it is that cut break.
Yeah, I do. But then it's also the break that seems to consistently make a ball. We've seen on the TV table today, generally when players have attempted the front ball break, the straight down the middle break, the straight down the line one. We saw John McAllister, who had every single one of his breaks was dry, and they were all massive. They all left brilliant chances. So the thing is, if you've got a break that's going to make you a ball but leave an awkward table, or a break that's probably not going to make you a ball and leave an easy table for your opponent, you're going to choose the messy table.
Yeah, as I said earlier, it didn't wind me up. It's all part of the game. But my game against Ian Whitehorn that I lost, I think my first 4 breaks, they're all dry. But I didn't scuff one of them. I was hitting them well. I think one of them, there were 12 balls in the breaker's end of the table, and I'm just thinking, how?
Yeah,
How? And he's just cutting into them at the side, and there's a ball going in the middle, and you're just looking at him and going, oh, you Prince William lookalike. So and so. He's just... Because he is, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He is.
Did I tell you that he won a Prince William lookalike contest?
Oh, I bet
a few
he
years
did.
Back.
I bet he did.
And it was around the time they were getting married, Prince William and Kate Middleton.
Yeah.
And he had to go to a place called Prince's Park in Eastbourne,
Yeah.
dressed as Prince William, with the person who won the Kate Middleton lookalike contest, and sit on the stage
Really?
during the royal wedding, apparently.
It's not surprising, though.
It's not
I mean, he's
surprising.
absolute
It's
spitting
hilarious.
image. Yeah, that's brilliant.
He loved you for bringing that back.
Yeah, well, it's, the quarterfinals early. You'd have seen him if you missed him. You catch him back on the BBC iPlayer. Ian Whitehorn. I think he lost. Was it 7-1 to Clough? Clough played really well in that game, didn't he?
Yeah,
in the quarterfinals. Continuing his form in this final, 4-3 up.
Frame number
They
8.
looked very relaxed out there, didn't they? Sign of a confident couple of men.
They do. So he can leave Clough continue his break. It's been pretty powerful so far.
Yeah, front on approach. Bit more power. Mr. White's jumped, but it's gone straight in off. And that is an error. Look how well they split, though.
Jordan Church will be licking his lips over that split. That is awesome for him.
We were licking our lips earlier, weren't we? Our little
Well,
donuts.
Yep.
Yeah, can't eat a donut without licking your lips.
You can't. It's not possible.
No,
Anyone who tells me otherwise is a liar, I'm afraid.
I thought that was absolute nonsense when I first heard that. Now, what have we got here?
I'm wondering whether he might choose to move the black first up. If he puts the black over the pocket, he can take the yellow that's up that end of the table and then come back down for the other 4 yellows.
Yeah, one of them tables where you think, well, there's not a host of problems here. I've got a free shot. This should be easy, but they're sort of not, are they?
No, there's not a really natural pattern, is there?
Oh, he's doing it. He's doing it. He's gone into Jordan Church mode. He's studied the table for 45 seconds, and then he's decided his route, and he's going to go bang, bang, bang.
There's a touch of the Ben Davis about him when he does this.
Yeah, Ben Davis does it like. Yeah, I've seen him do it. It's good to watch.
When all the balls are there, he just sort of nonchalantly wanders round the table and just pops the balls.
He almost, in a way, plays as if he's got the hump. He hasn't. He's just, he's just trying to get the best out of himself, but needs to leave himself a natural angle. The angle he's got now, basically, he needs to leave himself that angle after this shot. That's good enough.
Bit like that.
Yeah, it's good enough. It's not where he'd have placed it with his hand, but it's good enough. And just doesn't want to be straight. If he's straight, he can get on the black, but it's tougher. He doesn't want to be straight. What's his angle like? Oh, I think that's pretty good, is it?
I think it's a little bit straight.
It's a little bit straight. We're going to see him.
He may be able to punch it.
A bit of a stun run through. There's a stun run through for you. Great shot. Great shot. Not an absolute gimme. Just slightly off angle down the cushion, but 4 apiece if he gets it. Oh, Jordan. There's a bit of emotion there as well.
There was, and that's a very rare thing to see from Jordan Church. He's not left a nice table. That's the one thing you would say, and there's nowhere easy for Lee to get a really good snooker here.
Yeah, it's not happening. He's got to go for it. I think he's got to leave himself a double into the left-hand middle pocket. Perhaps now, if he can. If he's perfect on it, play it now, Lee.
I kind of think it's worth playing it now, to be honest.
Yeah, it's one of them, though.
Are you going to get any better on it?
You can't get any better on it.
Exactly.
And because it's so welded, that there's very little distance, very little gap between the red and the cushion, the double kiss becomes far more into play. So you really do. I'd be taking it now. And even if you can't hold for that red at the bottom of the table, fine. Just make the double. Come back up for it later. To avoid the double kiss. Played it well. Played it really well. You see, he couldn't hold. He's just got to take his medicine. Give himself a chance to get on it now.
Yeah, he's not absolutely perfect on either of these two either.
No, but as long as he leaves himself any angle, I mean, he'll try and come out towards the centre of the table now. Yeah, we'll see him use maybe 3 cushions. Bottom left-hand side on the cue ball. I think the natural angle to come down, you're flirting with that left middle pocket. So bottom left, maybe swing it around 3 cushions. Got to avoid the black. No, he's just gone for 2. Needs to judge the pace right.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. It's probably about as difficult as the black that Jordan missed.
Maybe, except Jordan was leaning across the table.
Yeah.
For me, that was the difference. He was just on the stretch a fraction, Jordan.
Yeah, this is easier. For an absolute steal, this is going to be. This is tough to come back from. Should be 4 apiece. Oh, it is going to be 4 apiece. It is going to be 4 apiece.
Wow, Lee Clough. To be fair, as with Jordan's black, I was surprised that stayed up. I thought both of them, I was surprised they stayed up.
Well.
These pockets do not play as generously as some people think they do, I think.
No, I think people get a bit confused when you hit them dead weight. They seem to play very generously, but I think they play quite fairly, to be honest. Beautiful looking table. I like the. I'm not much of a wood connoisseur, but whatever that is on the outside, it just looks pretty funky, doesn't it?
Silver oak, I think, is the
yeah, whatever
the name.
Yeah. Smart, Alec.
Frame 9.
I mean, it's not. It's plastic wrapped, I guess. But
Time 4 frames all.
it's definitely not made of the wood. It's
It should have been 4 apiece. Then it should have been 5-3, and now 4 apiece. Best of 3.
and it's Jordan's break.
He's made a ball. Where are they going to land? They looks all right to start with.
This
What
is the
about
best split of the match?
Yeah, the Reds, I think. I think he'd have a good chance on Reds or yellows, yeah?
Yeah, if he could see yellow to start him off, I think he'd love it.
If he could see a yellow, he might well play yellows, but I think Reds has got to be. Just all about getting on that black. No need to dislodge it. I mean, you can, you know, if you leave yourself an angle and you're guaranteed to be on one of these balls on into the left middle pocket, you can do. But
How much do you think the previous frame would affect your decision to try and move that black? Having just missed one down the rail, do you think you'd be thinking, actually, maybe I'll just try and work myself a nice angle?
That's a great question. I think it can, yeah. I think it can, and it might. The only problem is, right, so he plays the red into the top right now, stuns across, leaves himself an angle. If you hit low on the black, or whatever way you hit it, if he clips the right hand side or the bottom side of the black as we look at it, the white's coming down table. Needs to be careful with this. Yeah, see, look, and the double kiss is not really done him any. I mean, all right.
I was going to say, I think that's fine. I think he'll be happy enough with that. I think it just gets it off the cushion. It just makes it tiny little bit easier.
But that almost went wrong, and
it did.
Yeah,
he's still not perfect.
He's fighting for these.
He is. I think he needs to. Whichever way he goes here, he wants to finish straight enough on his next ball that he can just screw in behind the black. He doesn't want to.
Yeah, or look, if you can leave the white where this red is now on the balk line, the double into the middle is a shot, I think.
Yeah.
Try and overcomplicate things and flirt dangerously with that right middle pocket, trying to get too good position.
For me, I think you've got to take the top red first, though.
It's a natural angle to play the top red with a little bit of top right hand side and just float in behind the yellow where his hand is now. Yeah, see, look now, what's he playing? Is he going to have to play this with run inside? Check left hand side, or is
he going to leave the double?
I don't think he can. Well, not on purpose. These horrible ones, you're sort of playing against it. You don't want to play check side on these left hand side. He is. Rakes of it as well.
That's a great
shot. It's a brilliant shot, but this is probably more difficult than the one he missed. There's a lot of courage shown there from Jordan Church.
No mistake this time for Jordan Church. He takes the lead. He leads Lee Clough by 5 frames to 4 in this UK Open final. This is a great black.
I think the red before it was better.
I do too.
Playing them at distance, at pace, with check side and rakes of check side as well.
That throw on the cue ball.
Yeah, that was a brilliant shot. The red before that was fantastic. Well played, Jordan Church.
Well, this is the first time Jordan's led since the first frame.
Yeah, found himself 3-1 down
And
in this match.
piles the pressure on the Clough break now.
Yeah.
Because Lee knows he's had a couple of opportunities in this final. Actually, he probably should be a long way ahead. There was the time foul and then the misread in the previous frame.
It was, the time foul was at 3-1
Yeah.
as well, where they were in a frame, a bit of a tussle, and the white's dangerously close, but he's made a ball.
He's made a ball, but look at this.
Look at this horrible table. Well, look, he's on. He can go yellows first up, and he has got the perfect angle to go into it first.
He does. It's just that it's not guaranteed to come out nicely at all. There's just no way you can.
It's not, but that golden rule, Dan, of going into your bad balls early, going into your problem areas early, is what you're all taught.
The other thing is, how hard do you hit? How hard do you want to go into that pack?
Not too hard. Not too hard.
Moving the black.
Yeah, and if you go cushion first,
yeah,
then black is going dangerously close. Yeah, no, he just didn't get the bite on it. Didn't get the bite on it.
Now then, he's actually made both colours in that shot.
Oh, he's still got.
Still an open table.
Oh, does he know that as well? That'd be easy to miss.
It would.
I missed it.
But not only that, if it is an open table, and if he doesn't have a nice shot here on yellows, if he can't get through to that yellow nearest the pocket, can't get to the potting angle, he might leave yellows open for Jordan. And you would not want to leave yellows open in this situation. That is fine.
Oh, what has he done?
No,
what has
way.
he done? Oh, Lee Clough.
Well, it's still an open table.
Still an open table. This is 3 reds missing and 3 yellows missing. 2 shots, open table.
And this is, I can see what Jordan's looking at here. Black onto the yellow. This could open everything up for these yellows, and this could be a hammer blow for Lee Clough.
Yeah. Oh, that's come out a dream. An absolute dream. We'll take that every day of the week. Yellows it is, and what are we at? 5-4 now. This is for a 6-4 lead.
This is to get Jordan 1 frame from victory.
Yeah, and he's going to have 2 breaks as well. He won the lag, so he'll break a 6-4 up, and he'll potentially break at 6-all if it goes that far, assuming he takes these out. As long as he doesn't leave himself dead straight on that yellow. He's just near his left elbow now. Not much that can go wrong here. One of these, you just don't want to leave it at a distance. You don't want to leave that white where the yellow is now, because it's a real nervy one. Get as close to it as you can.
The other thing is, I remember the last time a ball tried to go in down this row.
Yeah, look, I think if it's slightly off the cushion, I'm sure he won't miss it, but
It's not the best angle ever, is it?
no, he would love to have been a foot closer. No, he's
Oh.
beautifully. And the white, he couldn't have placed it better with his hand. That's brilliant. That's brilliant from Jordan Church.
That last yellow was so much better than it looked.
Yeah.
There was
Really
real
was.
pressure on that because it was win or lose the frame in that shot.
Yeah, a lot of people have a tendency to quit on those sort of shots. You don't want to go over towards that right middle pocket, but you know you need to play it with screw. Cued it really well. He plays the pressure frames. He plays those crunch balls, those balls down the cushion. I know he missed the black down the cushion, but he bounced straight back in the next frame and played it. Played a really good last 2 balls under pressure. Does seem to do it well, doesn't he, Jordan Church? Seems to have a lot of belief in himself.
Frame 11. Jordan Church
Yeah,
to
he
break,
does.
leading 6 frames
Really
to
humble
4.
for someone who has that much self-belief, though. It doesn't come across as if he does, but the way he plays.
No, yes, right, yeah. Make a ball. If he makes the ball and he gets on, there's nothing down.
Oh my word! How is there nothing down? How has nothing gone in from this?
Well, I don't know. I don't think he hit them great. It was the white going back into the pack that was almost the biggest impact on the split of the balls. He's not hit them great.
Yeah, but I mean about 6 balls hit the left centre jaws.
Yeah. It looked like something was going to drop, but same old thing. Though. Look, Lee's going to go yellows here, and not an easy finish. He's immediately going to have that problem of how to open up that right middle pocket.
Yeah, he's got to take these out. I think he could. To be fair, I think he could land on that yellow. It will go to the bottom right.
I think that's his plan. It's got to be his plan. Yeah. A bit of a change in the body language for Lee.
It's just,
Slumped his shoulders a little.
for me, he's just in between angle on these two.
Let's open that out. That's not a bad shot at all. If he's played it like that, which I think he has. If he can get that cue ball just above the centre of the table, he can play the yellow off the red into the right middle. But this is tough. And this could be tournament over. Oh, like a dream. Cued that like a dream.
It's a superb shot. It's still not the best angle, this.
No, and the way the white throws when you play with extreme top, you'd be worried about hitting the red to the left of where the white is now. Doesn't want to clip that on the way back up. He's just run behind it.
Has he come far enough?
Oh, well, just about, but well, this would be close to frame over if that white had just continued for 2 or 3 more inches, because it's an unmissable red off the yellow off the. You can see he's just aiming there to play it off the red, and it's going to open that pocket up. Guaranteed position on the yellow at the top of the table. Anything but straight.
The problem for me now is because he wants to play it into the red, he's so thin that if he doesn't catch the red hard enough, it might not come out.
Maybe not. Well, look, he's just overhit it by quite a way.
Yeah, and I think that's what I was sort of trying to say. But if he could have got straight on that yellow, he could have guaranteed getting the red out.
I don't know what
the red would have jumped out of the way of, you know,
Yeah.
he could have hit it in such a way that it definitely moved. But because he was so thin, he could only catch a certain amount of the yellow.
I think maybe he was trying to run into the red on the right hand side of the table as well to hold the white, because he could never hold it. Does that cut in the middle? It doesn't, surely.
Well, it might do, but my word, what a shot. What a shot.
Oh, the white's in off.
No.
This is your chance, Jordan Church,
And you won't get a better one.
for his first Open title on the IPA. Long overdue in most people's eyes.
Absolutely. He won't get a better chance than this. He's got to take these for me.
I think this is where he quickens up, you know.
Don't know, first Open final?
Yeah,
First
but
Open title, rather. Second Open final.
he's got that bit of X factor about him where he'll just
I don't know. I think
Well,
if he
he won't
keeps
be
leaving
now.
himself on the cushion, he won't.
no, he won't know. This will be a great feeling for him. A major final, BBC Sport.
How much, I mean, having won an open final yourself, how much can you enjoy a moment like this? Is this a bit like a victory lap if you're in a a Formula One driver, where you've got an easy finish? Obviously you're concentrating. You don't want to make any silly mistakes, but you're kind of enjoying the feeling of.
Yeah, you are. You're enjoying it, but you're trying to not think about it at the same time. Because if you think too much about it, you do things like that.
I think there was a smile on Jordan's face for
Yeah,
just then.
it's just it's weird. You can make mistakes under pressure that, even though you're not shaking or you haven't necessarily got real bad butterflies or anything like that, you can make mistakes just from lapse of concentration because you don't think as clearly. Now that's a perfect angle. You just top this, is going to come straight back up the table. That is perfect. Hats off, Jordan Church. What a performance.
And there we go. Jordan Church is the 2020 IPA UK Open champion. A phenomenal performance to beat Lee Clough in the final. Lee will be our runner-up. Dan, what did you make of that game?
Well, yeah, like we said, long overdue. Long overdue. You can see the players as they're on a friendly chat there. But yeah, it's long overdue for Jordan Church. He's brilliant to watch, but he's just such a great player. He makes the game look so easy, so effortless, and yeah, well deserved. Well deserved. See, Lee, very gracious in defeat. He always is. He's a lovely guy as well. But two of the nice guys are Paul.
Absolutely, and it's lovely to see them in the final. But it is Jordan Church who finally breaks his duck in the IPA Open competitions. He has won the UK Open title, the first title of the 20s, if you like, the Roaring 20s on the tour.
Yeah, you can see they're just I want to know what they're saying. I'm sure in the post-match interviews, Kev will get it out of them, but they're having a right old chat there, aren't they?
Yeah, they certainly are.
You wouldn't think they've just gone toe-to-toe in a major final, would you?
No, you really wouldn't.
No.
But talking of post-match interviews, we can see if they're getting ready to interview the two players. So we're going to hand over to him for the trophy presentation.
So welcome to the presentation here at the arena at the Carrington House Hotel after what's been an absolutely fantastic final. And first of all, a round of applause for both players for a superb exhibition of black ball pool. Unfortunately, it wasn't his night tonight, but he's had a fantastic tournament. Our runner-up, Lee Clough. Lee, unlucky mate, but you played your part in a great final. You must be proud of your achievement this week.
Yeah, I'm proud of getting to the final, definitely. Too many mistakes in the final, but fair play to Jordan. He's a class player and he did what he had to do. He played pretty solid.
You started off in Lee Clough form at the start of the final, really solid, taking the chances. It was looking good for you in the first part of the match.
Yeah, I did start well, but like I said before, with that 30 seconds, if the balls are open, I feel reasonably comfortable, not totally, but when things are awkward and messy, it's just not enough time. And towards the end, Jordan played very well. He deserved to win, but the timer just beat me at the end. I just played so many bad shots where I was running out of time. It got ridiculous, but I've done well getting to the final. I'm not too disappointed.
Okay, well, Lee, tremendous performance. You are the runner-up. I know it's not the one you wanted, but yeah. Fantastic. Well played. Cheers, anyway. Kev. Lee Clough there. And our winner, Jordan Church. How good do those words sound, Jordan?
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, it's been like knocking on the door for a little while. Quarters and semis of this, that, and the other, but yeah, just haven't seemed to be able to, haven't been able to get it over the line. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. Sort of, I felt like it was going against me at the start of the match, yeah. And then it seemed to, like, the match sort of turned on its head. I missed a black down the rail. I actually missed the identical black against Craig Marsh, and I was thinking about that the whole time. But then on that same frame, Lee missed a red down the rail, and it sort of, the momentum turned.
Yeah.
It was weird that it came from a miss from me at the start of the frame, but the momentum turned, and it was weird because the frame started going scrappy, and our balls were tied up, which probably suits Lee more than me. But the 30-second shot clock just seemed to kill him. Really, he made a couple of mistakes that you wouldn't normally expect him to make. But yeah, I'm over the moon with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you must have been proud of the way you finished the match out. Those last couple of frames, they were quality finishes under extreme pressure.
Yeah, I mean the last frame, they were so easy, but I didn't feel pressure. I just kept playing bad shot after bad shot, and I was thinking I'm going to look like a right idiot if I miss these. But yeah, managed to get there in the end. But yeah, like I say, over the moon.
So first major IPA title as a professional. How does that feel? How good does that feel?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I said to you earlier, I'd like to. My aim is to win a tournament, so I might have the other 4 tours off. That'll be me done now. So, but I'm still in the professional event for tomorrow as well. So, yeah, it'd be nice to do the double.
Well, Jordan Church, it gives me great pleasure to say you are the 2020 IPA UK Open champion. Congratulations! Cheers. Congratulations!